Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Now in this video I'm going to show you basically a beginner's tutorial of Clay, because the reason I'm making this video is that I believe a lot of people don't sign up to Clay because they think it's super advanced. They see these complicated and advanced workflows on LinkedIn and Facebook, etc., and they feel like the barrier to entry is super high and they don't want to invest the time to, well, basically get started. Now that is far from the truth. Yes, there are certain workflows that are more advanced and takes time to set up, but the basics, the 80% of Clay, is super simple to understand and get started with. So in this video I'm going to show you a couple of things, starting with how to find contacts of people at the company based on the website URL. Then we're going to find their email addresses, so how to find work email addresses, and we're going to tap into Waterfall enrichments as well. And then we're going to obviously cover the most fancy part of it, which is the AI generated personalization. So without further ado, I'm going to create a new table here and show you how this works. So we can go here, and here's just a bunch of folders. So I'm going to create a new table inside here, and then I'm going to import my records with CSV. So we're going to click here, and open it, and then we're going to select the CSV file in here. Import, add to blank table, and boom. So now we have all of this here, and we can just mark the website as URL. Right, so this is the information that we have. I scraped these leads from Crunchbase, by the way. So what we're going to do now, the first step is to find the contacts at these companies that I want to reach out to. And the contacts that I want to reach out to are CEO, founders, basically executives, decision makers. So to find that, there are two ways, and I'm going to show you both. So the first one is just create a new column. Then we're going to go to custom enrichments, and we're going to search for find contacts at company. And we're going to select this one here. Now this one costs 1 Clay credit. I'm going to show you one after this one that is free, but it's less accurate and it takes more time to find the contacts. But we're going to start with this one right here. So currently what Clay is looking for is the company identifier. They want to know what job title do you want to find at what company. So the first thing is just the company identifier. You can select LinkedIn URL here. I'm going to go for website because I don't have the LinkedIn URL. So we're going to go for website there. And now we need to search for the job titles that we want to find. So we can go for founder, CEO. We can go for owner, co-founder, co-owner. All right. So now we have the job titles that we're looking for here. And now we need to check for if there's any other things we can add here. No, it seems about good. So what we're going to do now is continue to add fields. Now we do not need to return any of this here. We don't need to select it. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're not going to select anything here. We're just going to hit save. And then we're going to run it for all of the rows right there. And now this will try to find contacts with any of those job titles at any of these companies. See here, we found 10 people at one company, one person, and a few we didn't find. Right, so now we have companies right there. What we're going to do now is create another column, and this is the second method for finding contacts at the company. And what we're going to use now is Apollo. And the reason I use Apollo now is because I know a lot of people have Apollo. It's basically the most generic data source out there. So we're going to use that one, and now we need to find people at company by job title. We're going to select that one, and now once again we need to run the same thing here. So CEO, we need president, and done. And now we need the company domain, so same thing right here. Now we're going to select website again. And now, since we've already ran these for some, and we've already found some people at certain companies with the last enrichment we did right here, we obviously don't want to run this again for those who we've already found. So what we're going to do now is create some sort of waterfall, or this is basically a waterfall enrichment. We're going to go to run settings, and we're going to click here on use AI, and we want to do this only run the column, and then slash, and now we need to insert that. So this one right here, if, and then people, we can take 0 right here, and we can take name, for instance. So right here, if name is empty, right, and generate formula. Now we'll see here that if we've already found the person, it will not run the column. It will only run the column on the people or on the companies that we didn't find a contact at. So now we're going to do output is correct, save formula, and now we can basically continue to add fields. And here we don't need to import anything here again because they will be hidden. So now we click save, and we run this for all columns. Now what you will see is that on the people or on the columns where we already found someone, it will say run condition not met. So what we need to do now is add another column, and now we're going to merge these two columns. So we're going to basically combine the data. So we go here, we create a new column and we merge columns. And then we obviously first want to try, for example, now first here and people, and we can take this one right here, and we can take their name, for example, or first name. We're just going to do name now to make this super easy. So first check for name there. If that doesn't contain a name, then use the Apollo search. So people, and then here, and then name, right? Save settings. What you'll see now is it will take, so right here, for example, this didn't find a profile, but it found it here. And now we'll just add that here. So we basically combine the data here. And obviously we also need the LinkedIn profile URL. So we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to merge columns. And we are first going to do this. Then we're going to go to this one right here, people, this one, and then the URL right here. Perfect. And if it can't find it there, then obviously take this one right here, people, 0, and then LinkedIn URL. And now we can change this one to URL, or we can call it LinkedIn profile URL. Save settings, and boom. So now we have found people at these companies, and we found their LinkedIn profile URL. So we're going to rename this column to full, can do full name. And what's the next step now? Now we need to find the email addresses for these people. So once again, we're going to hit add new column, add enrichment. And then the first one I always start with is Prospeo. And the reason for that is because I have an account at Prospeo, so I don't need to use Clay credits. So the first thing we're going to check for is enrich people from LinkedIn. So we're going to try to find their email address from their LinkedIn profile. I'm going to open this one right here, and as you can see, I've connected my own API key. And now we want to find these people right here. So personal LinkedIn URL. And now we can obviously just go to LinkedIn profile URL. And now we save and we hit run for 23 rows. And now this one will start looking for email addresses. And what you'll see, all right. So now we ran this column, and as you can see, we found most of the email addresses. And usually you don't find this many on the first data source. I was honestly just lucky here. But what you can see, for example, this company right here, this person, we found the person and their all the information on their LinkedIn, but we didn't actually find the email address. So what we're going to do now is create another column, and this is Waterfall enrichment. So if we create a new column here, do add enrichment, and we can search for Prospeo once again. But this time we're going to select this one right here, find work email, which is another method for finding email addresses. And this is based on the company domain. So first we need to select the full name, which we have down here, this one. And then we need to select the domain for the company. So website. And obviously we do not want to run this column on the ones we've already found. So now we're going to hit run settings again, use AI. And now we do only run the column if this one right here, and then email, and then the email address column is empty, generate formula. And I will run for basically every column except a few. So what you can see here, where it didn't find a column or where it didn't find an email, it will run it. Yes, output correct, save formula, and now run for 23 rows. And now this one will run. So what you can see here, run condition not met. But in this case right here, where we didn't find the email on the first database, it found it here. Now it says error here. Now we can investigate why that is. The domain you submitted is not valid or something like that. So now we can check this domain right here. Right, looks like it's not loading. Yeah, it does. Perfect. I actually don't know why this one doesn't work here. It's not reachable or does not have a valid MX record. Good reason for it. So now we basically have the email for all of them, but for the sake of it, I'm going to run one more. So we're going to do add enrichment again, and now we can try find email. And we can take find work email from LinkedIn profile URL. All right, so we're going to take this one right here. And now we need the personal profile URL. We're going to input that, this one right here, run settings, and now use AI again. And now only run the column if, and then the first one right here, again, email is empty, and this one right here, email is empty. Generate formula. So I would only run for the columns which are empty. Yes, output is correct. Run the formula. Continue to add fields. And once again, we don't need to add any fields here. They will be hidden. So we can save and run for 23 rows. And now we found this email address right here. So the third database. And what I typically do is I use basically every data source out there, so you can just expand on this and repeat this, and that there are probably like 50 ways of finding email addresses and different data sources. So you just continue and then only run if, only run if, only run if. You get the idea. And now we have all of these email addresses in different columns, but obviously we want to add it in one column. So what we're going to do now is create a email field with all of the email addresses. So we can go to full name right here, and obviously it makes sense to have this email column besides their name. So we're gonna create a new one, and we're going to do merge columns again, like we did before. And we can select email right there, and we can type this email master, meaning all email addresses. Email master, and now just change this to email again. And now the first one, remember, is gonna be this one right here. And then we simply select email, first check there. If it can't find it there, then run this one, email. If it doesn't have it there, then add it from this column right here. Save settings. Now what you will see, it will basically collect all of the email addresses and add it under one column. That's it. So now, if I, for example, add a row here and I add, let's think, I add vinna.ai, my SaaS, then it will see, it will queue here, and I will probably not find a contact because we don't have anyone with that. And same thing should apply with Apollo. Yeah. And if we add a new one here, and we, for example, have smartlead.ai, and when we import that, it will queue, found one person, and that's the CEO. It finds their LinkedIn profile, and now we will check here. It didn't find the email address here, but it found the email address here, and then the email gets added there. So that's how it works. That's how simple it is. Now, let's talk about personalization here. So now we've covered how to find people at companies, how to find their email address based on A, LinkedIn profile URL, and B, full name and website URL. And now we just need to create personalization here. So we're going to add another column, add enrichment, and we can search for Claygent. And Claygent is basically Clay's AI web scraper. And what I recommend doing here is connecting your own API key. So that way you don't spend Clay credits on this, because Clay credits are more expensive than basically the expense of ChatGPT. What we're going to do now is create personalized first lines. So we can take browse templates. So let's say we want to find competitors of these companies. So then we can go to company info or company right here. We can take find competitors. We click there, and then we add the domain. So website, use template. And obviously, in this case, we only want to run this when we found their email address. So we're going to use AI again, only run the column if mail master is not empty. Generate formula, and now we run it. And then save, run 25 rows in this field, in this view. And now we'll get 3 competitors, I think it was, per company. So it's going to run here. Let me see. So here, for example, on Smart Lead, which most of you are familiar with, see instantly Snovio and Sales Sandy. It's pretty damn accurate. Outreach reply, sales off. So we get competitors for all of them. And if we want to include this in an email, we could say like, I know how you can steal market share from your competitors like Slack, Zoho, and HubSpot. So that's how we personalize them. And let's make another example here. So we add a column, add enrichment, and now we're going to search for Claygent once again. Select your API key, and now we can browse templates. And let's take my templates here. So we can have, for example, this one here, first line. And in this case, we're going to use the description. So based on a company's description, summarize what they sell, use up to 4 words. You must use my prefix in the output. This is my prefix, heard about your. Here is the description. So based on the description, it will generate a personalized first line. So now we need to full description of the company, use template. And once again, we only want to run this if we have found an email address. So use AI, only run the column if email master is not empty. Generate formula, and then we can run it for 25 rows. Now we'll see what we get here. So I heard about your sales management software. I heard about your CRM and marketing software. I heard about your CRM software. And let's check. So obviously for this one down here, for Smart Lead, we don't have a full description. So here, I heard about your sales engagement platform. You get the idea. Now we've created that. So it is actually like, it's super simple to do this. And let's say now I want to add this to a campaign in Instantly. What I do is I just click export, and then I select whatever software I'm using. So Instantly, and then add lead to campaign. And now I have many accounts here, so I need to pick the right one. So this one right here, we could have this campaign right here, cold email general. And now we just need to fill in these fields here. So email master, first name. Obviously now we don't have first name, and we can quickly fix that, or we can honestly, yeah, it's pretty easy to fix that, but you get the idea. We haven't exported that now. So first name, you can just do full name right there, and whatever we want there. We can take competitors, custom variables. You can then run for 25 rows in this view. Then we'll add them. So queued, added to campaign. And now if we head over to instantly, right? So now when we're in instantly, we can go here and we can check. So we selected Vinna cold email general, and we should be able to find leads in here now. Yeah, exactly. So they have been imported here. Anyways, that's how easy it is to use Clay. And if you want, as I mentioned earlier in this video, if you want to give it a try and get 3,000 credits for free, then simply click the link in the description and sign up, and you'll get 3,000 credits for free. Also, do not forget to subscribe. It's greatly appreciated and it keeps me motivated. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.